The gap between who you are and who you could become. There is a quiet tension that lives inside every human being who knows they were meant for more. It's the feeling you get when your life looks fine on the outside, but something feels unfinished on the inside. You're functioning, surviving, maybe even succeeding by society's standards, yet there's a voice that keeps whispering, "This isn't it." That voice is not dissatisfaction, it's awareness. It's the awareness of the gap between who you are today and who you could become if you fully committed to your growth. Potential is a strange thing. It doesn't demand attention loudly. It doesn't knock down your door. It simply waits. And that's why so many people live their entire lives aware of their potential but never aligned with it. They confuse activity with progress. They stay busy but not intentional. They move but not forward. This gap widens when you know better but don't do better. When you read the books but don't apply the lessons. When you dream big but act small. When you admire greatness in others but tolerate mediocrity in yourself. And over time, the most painful emotion sets in. Not failure but regret. Regret that comes from knowing you had the ability but didn't develop it. What makes this gap dangerous is that it grows silently. No alarms go off. No one calls you to warn you that you're settling. You wake up one day and realize years have passed and you are still talking about the same goals, the same plans, the same one day. Potential unused doesn't disappear, it turns into frustration. And frustration, if ignored long enough, turns into bitterness. You don't fall behind your potential all at once. You drift, one excuse at a time, one compromise at a time. And each time you ignore the person you could become, you reinforce the person you currently are. Growth always begins when the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the pain of change. Comfort is quietly stealing your future. Comfort is not your enemy in obvious ways. It doesn't shout. It doesn't threaten. Comfort feels reasonable. It says, you deserve a break. It says, you've already worked hard. It says, you can push later. And that's why it's so dangerous. Comfort doesn't destroy dreams violently. It suffocates them slowly. Most people don't fail because life is hard. They fail because life becomes too easy. When your environment no longer challenges you, you stop challenging yourself. You stop stretching. You stop learning. You stop growing. And growth is not optional. You are either growing or you are declining. There is no neutral ground. Comfort convinces you to lower your standards just enough to stay relaxed. It trains you to avoid discomfort instead of mastering it. You start choosing convenience over commitment, entertainment over education, rest over discipline. And none of these choices feel harmful in the moment. That's the trap. The comfort zone rewards you immediately, but costs you dearly later. It gives you short-term relief while stealing long-term results. It trades your future strength for present ease. And one day you look back and realize that what you avoided wasn't pain, it was progress. Every meaningful improvement in life requires temporary discomfort. Better health requires physical strain. Better income requires mental effort. Better character requires self-discipline. Comfort offers none of these. It offers familiarity, predictability, and safety, but never transformation. The hardest truth is this: the life you want is on the other side of the discomfort you keep avoiding. And until you become willing to feel uncomfortable on purpose, comfort will keep you exactly where you are. Not because you can't move forward, but because comfort makes staying still feel acceptable. Comfort doesn't ask you to quit your dreams. It only asks you to postpone them. And postponed dreams don't die suddenly. They fade quietly, year by year, while you stay busy being comfortable. Discipline is hard, regret is harder. There is no way around this truth. Life is hard. The only question is, which hard are you choosing? Discipline is hard. Waking up early when your body wants to sleep is hard. Saying no to distractions when comfort is calling is hard. Doing the work when motivation disappears is hard. But regret is a different kind of hard. Regret shows up later, when time has passed and options have narrowed. Regret is waking up one day realizing you had the chance and didn't take it. Most people don't reject discipline outright, they postpone it. They tell themselves, I'll get serious when things slow down. But life doesn't slow down, it speeds up. Responsibilities multiply, energy declines, and the window to build momentum quietly closes. Discipline delayed becomes discipline denied. Discipline is not punishment, it's self-respect in action. It's the ability to do what needs to be done long after the mood has left the room. When you practice discipline, you are voting for the future version of yourself, the one who is stronger, wiser, and more capable. When you avoid it, you're borrowing comfort from tomorrow and paying it back with interest. Regret, on the other hand, doesn't ask permission. It arrives uninvited. It reminds you of the days you wasted, the chances you ignored, the effort you avoided, and unlike discipline, regret offers no growth, no reward, no second chance. It only offers reflection. And reflection without action is painful. Here's the part most people miss. Discipline doesn't require intensity. It requires consistency. You don't need heroic effort. You need repeated effort. Small acts done daily beat massive acts done occasionally. Discipline is built in ordinary moments, when no one is watching, applauding, or praising you. And those moments shape your future more than any dramatic breakthrough ever will. Small daily neglect creates massive long-term loss. No one ruins their life in a single day. That's not how it works. Lives fall apart slowly, quietly, through small acts of neglect that seem harmless in the moment. Skipping one workout doesn't destroy your health. Ignoring one opportunity doesn't end your career. Avoiding one difficult conversation doesn't break a relationship. But repetition does. Neglect repeated becomes a habit. Habits repeated become a lifestyle. The danger of small neglect is that it feels insignificant. You tell yourself it doesn't matter. You convince yourself you'll make it up later. But later is a promise the present never keeps. Life compounds in both directions. The same way small investments grow into wealth, small neglect grows into loss. Most people underestimate the power of daily decisions. They look for big changes while ignoring small behaviors. But life doesn't change in leaps. It changes in inches. What you do daily is who you become eventually. The book you didn't read, the skill you didn't practice, the standard you didn't uphold. These things quietly shape your future. Neglect doesn't announce itself as failure. It disguises itself as being busy, tired, or distracted. You're not lazy, you're just unfocused. You're not incapable, you're just inconsistent. And inconsistency erodes confidence. Over time, you stop trusting yourself because you've seen too many promises broken, not by others, but by you. The most painful realization in life is not that you failed. It's that you didn't even try hard enough to know what you were capable of. Small daily actions are the difference between growth and stagnation. What you neglect today becomes the problem you struggle with tomorrow. Success is rarely about doing extraordinary things once. It's about doing ordinary things well every day, even when they feel boring, uncomfortable, or inconvenient. And the moment you stop neglecting the small things, momentum begins to shift, quietly, steadily, and powerfully. You can't change your life without changing yourself. At some point, every person must face a difficult but liberating truth. Life does not improve because you want it to. It improves because you improve. Circumstances don't transform first. People do. Income rarely grows beyond personal development. Relationships rarely rise above emotional maturity. Opportunities rarely exceed preparation. Wherever you are in life right now is not an accident. It is the result of who you have been becoming. Many people spend years trying to rearrange the outside of their lives while avoiding the inside. They change jobs, cities, routines, even relationships, yet carry the same habits, the same thinking, the same excuses with them. And then they wonder why nothing truly changes. The environment is not the problem, the internal standard is. Real change begins the moment you stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "Who must I become to handle more?" Growth is not about adding more to your life. It's about upgrading the person living it. Your results are a reflection of your daily decisions, your attitude, your discipline, and your willingness to grow when it's uncomfortable. Personal growth requires honesty. Honest evaluation of your habits, honest reflection on your weaknesses, honest accountability for your choices. And honesty can sting because it removes excuses, but it also empowers you because once you take responsibility, you regain control. You may not control everything that happens to you, but you always control how you respond, how you prepare, and how you improve. When you commit to changing yourself, something remarkable happens. Confidence replaces doubt. Direction replaces confusion. Momentum replaces stagnation. Not because life becomes easier, but because you become stronger. And strength has a way of attracting opportunities that weakness never sees. Today's choices decide tomorrow's position. Life does not reward intentions, it rewards actions. And not tomorrow's actions, today's. The future is not some distant place you arrive at one day. You are building it right now, decision by decision. The habits you repeat, the standards you tolerate, the effort you invest today are quietly shaping where you will stand tomorrow. Every day you cast votes for the type of life you will live. When you choose discipline, you vote for freedom. When you choose learning, you vote for opportunity. When you choose comfort, you vote for limitation. No single vote decides the outcome, but the pattern always does. The problem is that today feels small, ordinary, unimportant, but today is powerful because it is repeatable, and whatever you repeat eventually becomes permanent. This is why people wake up years later shocked by their situation, not because life changed suddenly, but because they ignored the significance of daily choices. Here's the good news. If small choices can lead you away from your potential, small choices can also lead you back. One disciplined morning, one focused hour, one hard decision, one kept promise to yourself. Progress doesn't require perfection, it requires commitment. And now, the responsibility is yours. No one is coming to rescue your potential. No one will demand more from you than you demand from yourself. The life you want is not waiting in the future. It's waiting in your daily habits. So decide today to raise your standards. Decide today to act like the person you know you could become. Decide today to stop falling behind your potential and start stepping into it. Because when today changes, tomorrow has no choice but to follow.